Football is a sport full of memorable moments, both for the right and wrong reasons. From breathtaking goals to shocking incidents, it's a game that never fails to surprise. 1. The craziest haircut in football history. Let's start with Ronaldo Nazário, often known as the R9, the Brazilian football icon who shook the world of soccer in the 90s and beginning of 2000. Before the 2002 World Cup, Ronaldo had often picked up injuries which substantially altered the outcome of his performance. In response, he came to training with one of the strangest haircuts in football history, often seeing him with a small patch of hair at the front and shaved head behind. However, he incurred a terrible tragedy, which was immediately turned into a meme that overshadowed his wounds. While his weird hairstyle might have a damaging impact on his image, Ronaldo nevertheless helped his team win World Cup, proving his skills were razor sharp. 2. The stripping referee. What seemed to be satisfactory to the fans turned upside down when, out of the blue, an unexpected officiating decision seemed designed for their amusement greater than the expected. Simon Hooper during a match began a strip tease, removing his shirt, and out came another one from underneath. Such a dramatic display by the referees was unexpected, since their public display is hardly comparable to some attention-grabbing performance on the stage. Moreover, throughout the whole match, I don't know what it was, but there was a sense of eeriness until the end of the match. 3. The crossbar challenge gone wrong. KSI, the UK-based YouTuber and rapper, challenged Ajax's defender Joel Veltman to a crossbar challenge. The challenge started off as an ordinary conversation, but soon it was becoming disarray. As KSI began using seemingly wild and odd techniques, some results were insane. However, the game went on. KSI performed a few stunts you would never see in a conventional game of cricket. For instance, he managed to hit himself with the ball, and that was just hilarious, leaving Veltman in fits of laughter and the crowd in stitches. It's also a sign that football is not the only game which success can be achieved in, and one has to love the sport. 4. The handball blunder. One of the weirdest times during the entire football history happened when Arsenal's Kieran Gibbs was red-carded and substituted instead of the teammate, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oxlade-Chamberlain committed a handball during the match against Chelsea, but referee Andre Mariner might have mistook him to be Gibbs and sent off the latter instead. The confusion turned out to be quite unexpected, it seems, and things got out of hand before the whole mistake could be clarified. It really isn't that often you see a referee get away by giving the players the wrong call. 5. The goalkeeper's fastest red card. Lukas Radecki, Finland goalkeeper, was highlighted in media outlets as the fastest person to be given a red card in history. In the course of a match, Radecki stepped toward the ball but found himself clumsily chasing it, put his arm out, and the ball ended up touching it anyway. The last act of the referee was to eject the player, as it was one of the fastest yellow cards from the whole refereeing career. Radecki's mistake literally played out as a mascot kid slipping down the stairs and becoming a jelly man. Thus, he had easily occupied the most humorous clip in football history. 6. The beer balancing fan. One person made it a point to display an amazing balancing skill, and they accomplished it by successfully carrying 5 beers at once, with not even a drop spilt. This person immediately earned himself a place in the limelight as he egged on determinedly amidst the crowd with that precious entity. It was a moment when football saw a lighter side, hence inspiring other players to pay attention to how their supporters react too. 7. The water break that turned into an assist. Throughout a match, at a moment of distraction, one participant went to the water freshener to quench the throat in the middle of the action. Dirk, not a player to follow norms, made his way to the sidelines right away to take a bottle from the cooler. Plunging into the game, he noticed his teammate in a disastrous situation. Added to this, being still in the process of drinking, he made an assist that caused a goal. It seems to be unusual that water baptism and Passover donation is accompanied by a phenomenon which could not normally be attributed to the deed. 8. The player who almost got knocked out by a fan Valverde. A player who was not pleased with someone who refused to belong to the ticket community had an almost fatal fight with a fan. Fan first climbed onto the balcony so he could have a better position, but the railing gave way, and it almost made Valverde knocked over. However, no one sustained serious injuries, But that accident was quite vivid in the fact that the dangers may arise when fans rush the field alongside their favorite athletes. 9. The goalkeeper who scored 41 goals. Whilst one of the most flamboyant goalkeepers in the history of football was René Higuita, the Colombian eccentric. He was known by his unmatched goalkeeping approaches. The striker also scored from feats that were not related to penalty kicks, but instead from open play. Higuita amazed the football fans with his breathtaking dribbling and his legendary scorpion kick save, interrupted by his weird facial hairstyle, making him a cult hero of this game. He could score goals while playing behind the goalpost and has a performance record that is admirable until this very day and beyond. 10. The manager who forgot which language to speak. Pep Guardiola, who is famous for his tactical prowess and language capacity, created a weird but funny moment during the press conference. When the host formulated questions, for a second, Guardiola lost track of which language he actually had referred to, and a combination of Spanish, Catalan, and English. The crowd was laughing so hard that they were crying as two of the smartest minds had just proved that even the most intelligent people can have a faux pas when it comes to memory. 11. The angry Joe Hart. Joe Hart, ex-England goalkeeper, displayed a very rageful streak during a competition. The epitome of anger was in his eyes after conceding a goal. Then, he couldn't hold and started to scream and gesture at his defenders. His reaction became a viral meme, where people would use it to express emotions, thus amplifying the controversy. Whether it was on plays or off them, though, you rarely witnessed a goalie having a meltdown like that. 12. The drunk footballer. In a bizarre incident, a footballer showed up to a match visibly drunk. His erratic behavior on the pitch was a clear indication that he wasn't in the right state of mind to play football. The players' team quickly removed him from the game, but the incident became a talking point for weeks, as fans and pundits debated how a professional athlete could be allowed to play in such a condition. 13. The fan who stole a player's jersey. One truly horrifying event was when one fan out of all the people there stole a player's shirt during a trophy parade after the match was over. A victory thus dramatized, the players went to their fans' area to celebrate. Among the crowd hurrahs, the heart-grown fan grabbed one of the players' t-shirts and disappeared into the fans. The culprit was caught and got away with the precious artifact in the players' dismay, and security was forced into taking action to regain the lost item. 14. The unwanted kiss. 1. Fine day when a player was playing a match, they got an unwanted kiss of an inflamed spectator. While the team was preparing to play a throw-in, someone jumped onto the field and left a kiss on the cheek of the boy. The player at the entrance of the match found the game deadly serious, and before he knew it, he had shoved fans away. 15. The goalkeeper who scored an own goal. By far the strangest goal that I have seen was a clearance which turned into an own goal just when the goalkeeper tried to clear the ball. As his teammate woke up from his sleep, mistakenly tried to kick the ball. Although he meant to clear it, landed in the opponent's net, as his teammates and the fans of the team found it to be unbelievable. The event quickly became a hot buzzword among fans who poured out with their own jokes as to how this goalie now scored goals. 16. The player who forgot how to take a penalty. During a crucial penalty shootout, a player had a bizarre moment when he forgot how to take a penalty kick. As he approached the ball, he hesitated, stumbled, and completely missed the target. The incident became a viral sensation, with fans joking about the player's inability to perform under pressure. 17. The coach who got a red card. To our utmost surprise, the coach stepped into the field. He was promptly given a red card and sent off from the sidelines. After a small disappointment, the coach might have begun to bark at the referee for the decision made. The referee, a former ex-military man who doesn't appreciate any kind of disrespect, straight away sent the coach off, sitting idly and watching the rest of the game from the stands. Unless you are a die-hard fan, you may not have seen a similar reception by coaches as by players before that. 18. The team that brought a car onto the field. One of the weirdest moments observed at a football match was the opponents appearing on the field driving a car. The vehicle, having no particular staff member to drive, got confusedly jerking around the football pitch. The intrusion of the species left everyone, players and officials alike, almost awestruck and stunned in not knowing how to respond to the unexpected event. It had been such an instant that was filled with various feelings and the question, what had just passed? 19. The referee who slipped and fell. During a high-stakes match, a referee had a moment of embarrassment when he slipped and fell while trying to keep up with play. The incident became a source of amusement for the fans, as the referee struggled to regain his composure. It's a reminder that even the officials can have their fair share of mishaps on the football field. 20. The player who scored with his backside. We finally reached the last point of this trip with one of the weirdest targets for the football game. A player was left in awe when he scored a goal in a match to make use of his back. So the ball skimmed his bum and gaped the net without any hesitation on goalie's part. This soon became a stock picture as fans and pundits ribbed him by sharing the unusual way he had scored. And with that, our video comes to end. Don't forget to subscribe.